We made it to the weekend. How's it looking?
Weekend, everything's going to be picking up a little bit, ratcheting up the forecast, so to speak. Clouds increasing, showers arriving late tonight, early tomorrow morning, and with us throughout the day on Saturday. Widespread rainfall is in the forecast throughout the day on Saturday, and we got rounds of heavy snowfall with some gusty winds coming in as well. Most of that snow coming in about 5,000 feet in elevation, so this is a warmer storm. The difference between the two, if you notice with a cold storm when it comes in, snow levels start out pretty high and then they fall as colder air comes in. Well, the warmer air is going to be the opposite. Snow levels will start out around 4,500 feet late tonight, and then they're going to increase to 6,000 feet tomorrow morning. Southerly winds are coming in, so more moisture comes in, warmer air, so to speak, and that's going to push that snow up higher up the mountain. As far as our future cast, we've got a few moderate showers, light to moderate showers building throughout the day. By the time you get to 9 o'clock in the morning, game on. We got some moderate bands of snowfall. You got some rain showers as well. A little break in the action through Yuba City and Sacramento, but not for long. You're going to see more rounds of showers, some of them coming down at a pretty good clip. The yellow there showing moderate rainfall. That's predicted for parts of the upper foothills around 1:30 in the afternoon. But hey, we're still going. Here's the frontal boundary right here. You can make it out. See the red? That's where you got the most lift, the most instability, and then it makes its way just near Sacramento, coming in almost looks like it's running adjacent to I-80 here. That comes in around 10 o'clock Saturday night and then finally moving out. That's going to keep us with off and on rain showers in the forecast, but the best chance for heavy rainfall and strong winds will be with the passage of that frontal boundary, which looks like it comes in between 4 o'clock in the afternoon to around 9 o'clock at night. Expected rainfall up to 1/2 inch in some of the most fortunate places on the valley floor, and up to about 1 to 3 inches coming in for some of the hardest hit spots coming in for the upper foothills as well as into the Sierra. That's a look at the rainfall. We'll take a look at projected storm totals for snowfall coming up in just a few moments. In the meantime, for your first alert traffic, hey, good morning, Courtney.
Good morning. All right, let's show you what these chain requirements look like if you are headed out towards the mountain-bound passes this morning. You're going to need them on highways 4, 49, 70, 88, 89, 108, and 395. They are extensive on 89 as well, so make sure you check on the website, dot.ca.gov, plug in exactly which highway you're going to be on, and get the specifics for your route. If you are making your way out towards the Delta, we've got some problems on Highway 4, eastbound direction at Tracy Boulevard. Crews are on scene, still trying to clear that one out of the way. A little bit of a slowdown for folks through that area, but no slowdowns really for the 205, 580 ride. You ride out through the Altamont Pass, just the normal slowdown pattern just between the split headed out towards Tracy into Livermore. Once you get past that, Pleasanton and Dublin, making your way out, no major issues as you continue west on 580 there. Let's go outside, show you what's happening with the Caltrans cameras. First off in the Central Valley as you make your way in and around the Ripon area. Issue free as you head out of the I-5 corridor there out towards Highway 120 or 205. And then we'll show you what's happening in Sac County. That transition between I-80 and I-5 is wide open as you make your way through Natomas. No problems headed up towards the airport this morning. Guys, back to you.
All right, thank you so much. Well, California is getting federal funding to build EV infrastructure. How much one local county will be receiving?
And what happens when you skip breakfast? Our answers desk looking at how skipping that morning meal can really impact the rest of your day.
Hi, there we go. All right, funny message boards no longer. Why federal highway officials are cracking down on silly traffic signs. An action movie star Simu Liu will host the 2024 People
It is 6:16 now. More than $170 million in federal funding is coming to California for EV projects. San Joaquin County will see $15 million to install 20 charging locations, along with some other counties, both in Southern and Northern California. Right now, there are about 170,000 EV chargers on America's roads. President Biden's goal is to have 500,000 by the end of the decade.
All right, let's get over to our Good Day studio. We got Ashley Williams today, Courtney Dempsey, and man, we just keep talking about award show stuff.
Right? It's award show season, baby, for sure. Okay, so first up, I love this actor. His name is, hello, can you hear me?
Uh-oh.
Oh boy.
We have my mic.
I hear you.
We have Court? All right.
Okay, so, nope, it's not off. Got a green light and everything.
Yep. All right, go ahead, talk loud,
Okay,
Court.
here, I'll just talking to your chest. Action movie star Simu Liu is going to host the 2024 People's Choice Awards. He is so handsome. Liu is a People's Choice Award winner himself for his starring role in Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. He's also nominated this year for playing one of the Kens in the Barbie movie. You can vote for the nominees until January 19th at votepca.com, because again, the People's Choice Awards is all about the favorites of the people. So we actually get to participate in the voting process.
Yeah, big fan.
Right? I also love seeing someone else being the host of something.
Yes.
Like, it seems like the jobs go to the same Hollywood actors.
You're
over
right
and
about
over.
that.
So I'm so glad to see some diversity.
By the way, Kim's Convenience, great show. It's on Netflix.
Really?
Great
Okay.
show.
Good to know. Good to know.
All right, well, according to the Wall Street Journal, the Federal Highway Administration is cracking down on quirky road signs. We've seen them before, right? Like, they're usually the signs designed to relay important information, but when there's nothing urgent, oftentimes states will display humorous signs. For example, in Massachusetts, drivers once saw, "Use your blinker." Yeah. And during Thanksgiving, drivers in Utah saw a sign that read, "Driving basted is for turkeys." Well, federal officials think not everyone may understand the messages, or the dad jokes can actually become a distraction, which I've had my moments of being slightly distracted, trying to read a sign, a funny sign.
Have you guys ever seen any strange wording on the signs that we have out here in our area?
I don't know that I have here locally.
Well, my thing is, like, when was the last time you talked about a highway sign besides this?
Yeah.
I think it's, like, cool. I don't know.
I mean, I think it does catch the attention of drivers, but I would agree you're probably looking at it a little longer than you should.
Yeah,
if you realize there's something cheeky being written there.
But you can say that about any sign.
That's
true too.
Because you've got those billboards on the roadway. You know, it could be the same situation.
Yeah.
Okay, this is my favorite story of the day. This is coming to us from People Magazine. You know, best friends, sometimes they share clothes, they share jewelry. What about sharing body parts? Can I borrow you that? Can I borrow that? People Magazine tells us about this New York bride who was so excited to show off her new ring after the surprise proposal, but the ring didn't fit her finger. So you see this picture right here, right? Now, what do you see is slightly different?
The color of that hand.
Exactly. You noticed it right away. But it's a good thing that her best friend was there during the proposal, because the ring fit her finger perfectly. Bestie slid her hand into the engagement photo, and bam! It was posted to TikTok. So it's so funny because the bride, who's Latina, her best friend, African American, they were like, "Listen, girl, no one will know." But in the comments, it's funny.
They're gonna know.
Everyone's gonna know.
There were some people who noticed, and some people who honestly didn't. They said, "I would have never noticed had you not said anything."
I think she had like just an interesting summer vacation, you know. I will say about sharing body parts that there have been times, you know, I don't have a lot of assets sometimes. I'm like, girl, let me get a little bit of this, a little bit of that, throw it on myself, we'll be good to go.
There's that. Well, I have some to share, so.
Wow.
That is awesome.
Wow. Dina said, wow.
Wow. No, that video though, if you just glance, I didn't notice it at first, and then after I kind of looked at it for a little while, I realized.
And you're like, oh wait. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Telling you. Borrow your bestie's ring finger.
That's too funny.
As long as Bestie doesn't keep that ring.
Yeah,
that part.
That part. All right, guys, we'll be looking for your cozy winter blankets coming up.
Awesome. Thanks, ladies. Okay, go ahead, Tracy.
I used to be the exact same way until I got pregnant.
Oh.
And I had everything I never had before. And I realized that's a lot of weight to carry around.
Yeah, it sure is. Feeling that now,
girl.
Okay. Forecast for today: 10 to 20 inches of snowfall coming in Friday night, Saturday into Sunday. Locally, 2 feet or more coming up above 5,000 feet in elevation. Let's break it down. It's one thing to give you the totals, but let's take a look at who will be picking up what. And we're going to start on I-80. Gold Run, this is not a deal for you. Up to 1 inch of snowfall. Blue Canyon, 6 to 12. The higher up you go, the more plentiful the snow. 12 to 24 inches from Kingville to Soda Springs. So the bulk of this snow is coming right around 6,000 feet in elevation. What about Highway 50? Same story for you. Strawberry, 4 to 10 inches. Twin Bridges, you're looking at 8 to 16 inches. Now this begins early tomorrow morning. You'll have rounds of heavy snowfall throughout the day Saturday and some pretty strong winds. So travel, of course, highly discouraged. That's a look at your weather for your first alert traffic this morning. Hey, good morning, Court.
Good morning. All right, let's check in with CHP Officer Dan Ruiz and find out what you can expect on this Friday morning. Hey, Dan.
Hey, good morning. We're looking pretty good right now all around Sacramento. The only incident we're working at the moment, we have a disabled vehicle. It's going to be westbound on the WX freeway right at 10th Street. Got a guy changing a tire in the slow lane. So our freeway service patrol's on the way to go give him a hand and get him off the highway right now. Otherwise, looking pretty decent around town here as you make your way down to the Bay Area, also looking good. The only incident we're working down around the Stockton area is Highway 4 right at Tracy Boulevard. We do have a crash. It looks like it's blocking both lanes right now, and it looks like we have the road completely closed while the tow trucks get that job done and get the vehicles hooked up and out of there. So be expecting some delays if you're making your way towards Brentwood or Contra Costa County on Highway 4. Other than that, looking pretty good on 5 and 99 in that area. Back to you.
Good stuff. All right. Thanks, Dan. Appreciate the updates there. Let me take you outside, show you these Caltrans cameras if you are making your way in and around the Lathrop ride. No problems along I-5 as you head out towards Tracy and such. And then we'll swing you over to Sac County and show you what you can expect along the 80 ride connecting to I-5. Also looking pretty smooth as you make your way around North Sac and that transition in Natomas. Guys, back to you.
All right, appreciate it. Like California representative pushing back against an area water project. The other lawmakers joining that cause.
And how an animal shelter volunteer helped a stray cat reunite with her family halfway across the country.
Hey, good morning. CBS 13 meteorologist Tracy Humphrey. Tomorrow's a big day for us. Let's not neglect today. Today coming in with mostly cloudy conditions, afternoon highs in the lower 50s. Tomorrow, first alert action day, heavy Sierra snowfall coming in above 5,000 feet. Whiteout conditions at times and widespread valley rainfall. First alert action day for the valley. You're going to have rainfall off and on throughout the day with an afternoon high around 50 degrees. Rain showers as well for the foothills. We got snow showers for the Sierra throughout the day and more rain for the Bay and Delta all day Saturday.
Representative Josh Harder pushing back against the Delta Tunnel, trying to block it from getting federal resources. You might remember last month the DWR approved the controversial project, which would move water from the Sacramento River right to the state start of the California aqueduct. Well, now Harder is urging the Bureau of Reclamation to deny Sacramento's request for federal funding for that project. He says this is the first time the Bureau has been asked to get involved, and once they do, he says that would open it up for federal support. Representatives John Garamendi, Mike Thompson, Mark DeSoliner, and a few others have all joined Representative Harder in that push.
Well, whether it's a busy morning or maybe you just don't feel so hungry, we've all done it. We skip breakfast. But what's actually happening to our bodies when we do that?
Yeah, Tony Lopez serves up the details in this morning's Answers Desk.
Well, I came across a recent study that found 25% of us, 1 in 4, skip breakfast. The reasons? We're just not hungry first thing in the morning, or we think it'll help us lose weight. Well, nutritionists say, think again.
As we wake up, maybe not so jolly as this guy, but as we wake up, our blood sugar levels are low. If we don't eat something for breakfast within a certain time frame, that brain fog or fatigue will linger. The folks at Eating Well dug into the importance of that first meal of the day, whatever your choice is, and point out what could happen when we skip breakfast. It can mess with your hormones and stress you out. Cortisol levels are high first thing in the morning, and food can help reduce that stress hormone. You can get moody or anxious, more prone to mood swings, and no one wants that. Breakfast skippers get more cravings later in the day, ruining that plan to lose weight. And it can, doctors say, increase your risk of heart disease.
So if you're not big on breakfast, here's what you can do. Meal plan your mornings. We do it for dinner, so why not breakfast? And put that yogurt in the front of the fridge or put that cereal bowl out on the counter to give your mind the cue that it's time to have some breakfast. From the Answers Desk, I'm Tony Lopez. Back to you.
Yeah, even on those mornings you don't feel hungry, you do feel better when you have something in your belly. At least I do.
Well, I just like eating. So,
that too. And if you have questions for the Answers Desk, you can send those to tlopez@kovr.com or on Facebook, Tony Lopez, CBS Sacramento.
All right, so another Top Gun movie is possibly on the way. One of the co-writers for Top Gun, Maverick, is said to be penning a new script for the next movie. He's aiming to reunite Tom Cruise with his next-gen co-stars. Miles Teller, Glenn Powell, director of Maverick, is set to return, but moviegoers won't be seeing a trailer anytime soon. Cruise is currently working on the 8th Mission Impossible movie. That film set to hit theaters in May 2025.
Okay, get ready for another one. And the California Legislative Black Caucus is holding their annual MLK Breakfast. We're going to tell you more about the events focusing on boosting black businesses.
And 2 investigations underway after a house fire in Elk Grove. I'm Rachel Wolf. That story coming up in a live report.
getting answers. This is CBS 13 Mornings, always streaming on CBS News Sacramento.
And a good morning to you. 6:31 is the time, and you are taking a live look at our Tower Bridge as you are kind of pointing toward the Sacramento downtown area from our Sutter Health Park camera. And it is going to be a calm before the storm kind of day. Thanks for being with us. I'm Dina Kupfer.
I'm Dominic Garcia. Yeah, you made it to the weekend, but well, I don't know. You got some stuff that's going to happen.
Debbie Downer over here.
What is it?
I'm just saying. I'm just warning people.
The body language says it all. You made it, but
let's make that the Dom. Oh no. Okay, let's talk about your forecast. So yeah, Dom's right. We got a lot going on. Beginning tonight and also much of the day tomorrow, rain and snow showers coming in earnest, and they will definitely dominate much of your weekend weather story. Outside right now, the weather story is all about the cold temperatures. 32 in Chico, 36 in Davis, 38 in Fairfield, 36 in Stockton, 33 in Modesto, more 30s in the hills, and 9 degrees right now in Truckee. Rain chances are shooting up, exploding because a storm system headed this way. 100% chance of getting wet tomorrow if you're going to be in South Lake Tahoe. 40% chance Sunday as that system moves out. Another system projected to come in Wednesday, so 60% likelihood there. Delta and Bay Area locations today, you got afternoon highs in the lower to the mid 50s expected. Sacramento Valley, lower 50s with 50 in Wheatland, 51 in Rio Linda, and 51 coming in for Sacramento. I took a look at the chance of rain for parts of South Lake Tahoe. Coming up, rain and snow. How much snow are we expecting, and which areas are going to get that rain and snow mix? We'll carve out the details coming up. In the meantime, First Alert Traffic. Good morning, Court.
Good morning. Some good news for you if you are making your way around that Highway 4 track eastbound direction around Tracy Boulevard. Looks like those slowdowns have thinned out nicely as they are continuing to clear that crash from earlier this morning. We do have some activity over on the northeast side. We'll show you what that's looking like, as well as your drive times coming up in just a bit, guys.
All right, thanks so much.
Well, we are following some developing news now. Sacramento Fire Department is still trying to figure out what caused a fire that hit 2 different buildings in the downtown area.
CBS 13's Dave Grasshoff was first on scene, talked to firefighters, and these properties we're noticing very close together, Dave.
Yeah, they are. That's the way they built a lot of those buildings here in the downtown arena, which is where this took place, 8th Street and 12th Street. There you see the front of this beautiful, beautiful Victorian. Here's what we do know at this point. The vacant building next to it caught this house on fire, the Victorian house on fire. The upper portion of the home, we understand, is used for office space, and the bottom portion possibly used as Airbnb, but nobody was home at the time, so no injuries. Sacramento Fire Captain Justin Sylvia talked to us about the fire personnel's quick response to this home.
The irony is this is right behind one of our firehouses, so our crews were able to get here very, very quickly and put this fire out. But like I said, we are still checking for extension of this fire to make sure that all the hot spots are put out on that Victorian building.
And yeah, so they are pretty much wrapping up right now, and they'll have the fire investigators come on scene here today and try to figure out exactly what the cause of this fire was. If you use 8th Street, kind of right in between 11th and 12th Street, you're going to have to find a different way around this, as you'll see all the fire personnel still out here along this street. Dom, Dina.
Beautiful home. Glad that,
I know, yeah. But they're so close together in that neighborhood, too, so how quickly it could spread. All right, thanks, Dave.
Well, death investigation underway in Elk Grove following another house fire. Yeah,
so this one is actually being investigated by the Elk Grove Police Department. Rachel Wolf has more with what we know at this hour. Hi there.
Hi, the Elk Grove Police Department is asking for the public's help, any information that they might have after a death. Basically, 2 different investigations ongoing right now, an arson investigation and a death investigation after a man was found dead in his own home.
Police say around 6:30 last night, a neighbor got home and found a bullet hole in the wall of their home on Altenburg Circle. Then they say they saw flames coming from their neighbor's house. Consumnes Fire put out the flames and found a man inside. He was taken to the hospital where he died. Consumnes Fire also investigating the fire as arson.
The person that passed away had no obvious signs of trauma, so meaning he did not have any gunshot wounds, right? So his cause of death is under investigation. Why he died, we do not know.
So again, if you know something, please reach out. Again, not a great situation. Sadly, a man lost his life, but how that happened, they're trying to get to the bottom of.
Yeah, it sounds like they have a lot of questions still for the public. All right, Rachel, thank you.
Approval for a new housing complex in Sacramento's Campus Commons neighborhood facing some pushback from residents.
Yeah, we have CBS 13's Sacra Gray with why this project is still moving forward despite all of those concerns. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning. There's certainly some controversy in Campus Commons. Now, neighbors are voicing their disapproval after last night city planners approved the plan for a 3-story housing complex right here on their turf. Now, this neighborhood, Campus Commons, was built back in the 60s. They have the winding roads, the trees lining the streets, but what neighbors don't want is the potential for this influx of new neighbors.
The Sacramento Planning Commission approved the plans for a 24-unit housing complex. This is despite the 200-plus letters of opposition, warning of increased traffic and trash, and outrage from neighbors over cutting 2 protected coastal redwood trees.
They would essentially be leeches. We have assets, community assets, that we support in this community with our HOA dues.
Housing is critical in Sacramento. There's a lack of housing. We need housing. And if we went against this, it would just be going against everything we stand for and everything that's in the general plan.
The city's approval comes as Sacramento has fallen behind on state-mandated housing construction. Sacramento is required to approve 5,700 new homes each year. In 2022, it built less than half of that.
Now, it's that push and pull of the city needing to provide more housing, but neighbors here in Campus Common not wanting it to happen right on their turf. Now, the road doesn't end here for residents of this neighborhood. They are going to have an opportunity to appeal to the full city council, and they expressed that they plan to do just that.
And as we know, those meetings can get pretty interesting.
Yeah, they sure can. But the public still does have a voice in this. All right, thanks, Sacra.
A New England woman is on a journey to hike across the entire nation. We met with 40-year-old Brianna DeSanctis Thursday morning as she made her way through Sacramento. Now, she's been hiking the American Discovery Trail for almost 2 years now and hopes to become the first woman ever to complete the 6,800-mile-long feat.
One of my biggest reasons for hiking this trail is to inspire others and to empower women. I think nowadays people don't really get outside enough, and even if you do, maybe people aren't doing what they really want to do.
Well, she says she's seen it all on the road, but one thing that stands out is people's kindness and their willingness to help her through this journey. Said she's been to dinner with people, people invited her to their homes, so yeah.
I mean, gosh, to go that distance, you know, more than 6,000 miles, you can imagine how her body must be feeling, but
well,
when you're on that journey for as long as you are, I'm sure the motivation is just in there.
I don't know how many steps that is.
I know. All right, let's get it over to Tracy. You know, she's had some decent weather, but as she gets here to California, she's going to run into some tricky stuff.
Yeah, she is. And I want her to have a blog. I want to know what she's eating. I want to know how great are her shoes.
Yeah.
Does she have like insoles?
Does she need more than one pair of shoes?
She must switch in and out.
Yeah.
Yeah, whatever she's doing is working because she's almost made it. Take a look at our forecast. Mostly cloudy conditions in the forecast today, and it is cold out there this morning. Take a look. It is 37 degrees at 8 o'clock in the morning, 51 coming in at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Yesterday's afternoon high, 56 degrees. Today, not so much. We got more clouds in play, so not warming as much. Afternoon highs today in the mid-50s for the Delta, as well as for the Bay Area, with the mid-40s coming in for the foothills. So what's ahead? Clouds are increasing. Showers back in the forecast as early as late tonight. Widespread rainfall is expected and heavy snowfall coming in above 5,000 feet with some strong winds in tow. That's going to give us near whiteout conditions yet again for the Sierra. Let's time it out. When does it get here? Well, this is around midnight, and most of that system is still well off to the north or off the coastline. But it should be here at least by 7 o'clock tomorrow morning, 9 o'clock. Everybody's getting in on the action. You're going to have some moderate rainfall coming in with the yellow, light rainfall with the green, and some heavy bands of snowfall illustrated by the darker shade of blue there. And you can see here around 2 o'clock in the afternoon, a few pockets of heavy rainfall moving in through parts of the foothills. So busy day for us tomorrow. That's why tomorrow is going to be a first alert action day. That's your weather for your first alert traffic. Good morning, Court. I didn't see you, sorry.
Morning. Hey, Dan.
Hey, good morning. Looking all right around Sacramento right now. We do have a couple incidents on the east side of town right now, though, we need to talk about. Eastbound 80 between Madison and Greenback. Looks like we've got a truck off the roadway there. Officers are on scene along with a tow truck to come and get that out of there. And then once you get onto Greenback, at the intersection of Greenback and Garfield, actually just east of the intersection, we have a 3-car crash. Looks like it's blocking the lane there, so be ready for that if you're making your way through town in that area. Down in the Tracy area, looks like that earlier crash we had Highway 4 Tracy Boulevard just all cleared up. There are still some delays as you make your way into and through that crash scene. That's going to be between Stockton and Brentwood. So be ready for that as you make your way through that area, but it should be clearing out here shortly. Back to you.
All right. Thanks, Dan. Appreciate the updates there. Let's show you what's happening if you are making your way in and around the Lathrop ride. No problems along the I-5 corridor. And that same ride, nice and quiet as you make your way in and around Natomas, I-80 transitioning to I-5. Beautiful sunrise on its way up. Guys, back to you.
All right, thank you. Yeah, starting to come up a little earlier these mornings.
Yeah.
Well, scientists are digging into a universal COVID vaccine, how researchers say this could save millions of lives.
And Cody Stark out live. 99 is right there. Every time I pass by this place, I'm always like, what is this beautiful house? Well, it's the little John Madden house. We're going to take you on a tour coming up.
And today on Good Day, we want to see your cozy blanket pictures. Already some great ones coming in. Good Day at KMAXTV.com and Facebook, just like Jimmy and Shell here. Look at this. I love you, Mom. Shell's youngest son got this one for her. We'll show more coming up in just a bit.
The California Legislative Black Caucus kicked off its annual MLK breakfast in downtown Sacramento yesterday with a focus on empowering black businesses. The keynote speaker, Kwame Anku, CEO and founding partner of Black Star Fund, talked about the importance of investing in black entrepreneurs. The idea, he says, came from working with the late legendary rock star Prince. Caucus members echoed his message of investing in Black communities, despite the state's budget shortfall that could affect funding for current and future programs. The Black Caucus plans to make education and health care their top priorities this legislative session.
A universal COVID vaccine could save millions of lives and billions of dollars if available before the next pandemic. Researchers at Cunny Grad School of Public Health and Health Policy found even if only a quarter of Americans got the shot ahead of time, it would prevent more than 14 million infections. A universal vaccine target parts of the virus that are common to many coronaviruses, so it offers some degree of protection against a range of strains.
All right, this morning we are getting a tour of a piece of Yuba City history that could or couldn't, may or may not be haunted.
Well, let's find out. Cody Stark live at the Little John Madden house. Tour a little bit more about its roots. What are we looking at here?
Is that guy haunted?
That is a feral chicken. They have chickens that are running around this property. We just wanted to show you the chickens. That's one of the first highlights we'll give you. But there's chickens all over the place. They're just kind of hanging out.
Some roosters.
Okay, so yep, there's some roosters out here. So this is the Little John house. It's constructed in 1899. Now the thing about this house that is driving me crazy, over these years, every time I'd come up 99, I would see this beautiful house, and I'm like, what is that piece of property? So today we get to find out. This is very exciting. Hello, good morning, ladies. How are you?
Good morning.
So where are we? What is this?
This is the Yuba Sutter Chamber of Commerce, and we are here to help businesses help the community.
This property is beautiful. It is so beautiful. But you didn't grow up here. I didn't grow up here, so I didn't know the history of it. You were the same. Like, you're like, what is that place?
Same, yes. Just seeing this beautiful White House in the middle of town, just growing up. I mean, it looks like a dream house, you know.
It does look like a dream house. It's so beautiful. So you're going to take us a little tour today, right?
Yes.
Okay. Yes. So we get to see and learn a little bit about the history, and it's got quite the history.
It does.
It's been around for a while.
It's been around since 1870s.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love the chickens. They're just singing to us all morning long.
They are Yuba City, the chickens. Yes.
You know, there's a little joke around that this is the chicken house
Oh,
because
the chicken house.
the chickens are here and we're the chicken house. So.
Fantastic. All right, stick around. We're going to take you on a tour and tell you the history of this place coming up. Back to you guys.
A fancy chicken house.
Very fancy. All right, Cody, thank you.
Very fancy.
All right, today on KMAX 31's Good Day Sacramento, we want to see your cozy blanket pics.
I love this. Courtney and Ashley Williams are here this morning with some of the photos that are already being sent in. Good morning.
Yeah, Tracy officially says it's cold, so we can do this. Your cozy blanket pictures. Marie Beckstager posted this one on our Facebook page. It's a heated blanket, brand new. She got this one for Christmas from hubby. She said, yes, and I'm always cold if it's under 90 degrees. That is my warm sister right there. I feel the same way.
Warm sister. Love it. Okay, how about this one? Court, I like this one particularly because, well, one, the cute little kitties, but Sarah sent this one in, her quilt. Look how fun. It looks like it's all the T-shirts from the past doggy dashes through the years.
And you know we love doggy dash.
Exactly.
Sacramento
all in one
SPCA.
quilt. So she's like, this is quilt rather. This is how she stays warm.
I love it.
Love it. Right?
Fabulous. All right, so that's what we're looking for, your cozy blanket pictures today. You can post those on the Good Day Facebook page or email them to us, goodday@kmaxtv.com. You guys have a favorite blanket?
I do. It's giant, and I wrap myself in it just like a big burrito.
Like a big burrito.
I want to see this.
Do you?
Yeah.
We need a picture.
Do the are they called? Remember what the Snuggies? No, what was the?
Oh, I love a Snuggie.
Do they still exist? Do people still wear?
I still have mine.
You still do?
I love it. Oh, it's amazing. All right, guys. We'll see you at 7 a.m. on KMAX 31.
All right. Thank you.
You're going to need the blankets this weekend, Tracy.
Oh, you're going to need more than a blanket. You know, I'm a huge proponent of long johns because they cover up the whole body. You get real insulated, and then you burrow down under the covers, and it makes all the difference. Take a look at snow totals from the last storm that we had. 23 inches coming in for Dodge Ridge, Heavenly at 21 inches, 20 inches at Mount Rose, Palisades, Tahoe, 17 inches of fresh snowfall, 15 inches at Sugar Bowl, 14 inches at Sierra Tahoe, and there's a lot more on the way, and that's getting here as early as tomorrow morning, and with us throughout the day on Saturday, finally coming to a close Sunday. Winter storm warning is in effect during this time frame for areas above 4,500 feet in in elevation. 10 to 20 inches of additional snowfalls coming in above 5,000 feet. Some local areas could see 2 feet or more. So First Alert Action Day will be in effect throughout the day Saturday for the Sierra, for the foothills, as well as for parts of the valley floor. Whiteout conditions at times and widespread valley rainfall is also in the forecast. Expected rainfall totals up to 1/2 of an inch for the valley and anywhere from 1 to 3 inches for the higher elevations.